And Cuba's next, by the way, but pretend I didn't say that, please.
After attacking Iran and capturing President Maduro in Venezuela, President Donald Trump seems to have his eyes set on another sovereign nation. Located about 90 miles from the coast of Florida, Cuba has a long, complicated history with the United States. And according to the UN, the island is also on the verge of a humanitarian collapse. So, what does Donald Trump want in Cuba?
In the 1930s and 1940s and 50s, the United States essentially controlled Cuba in a neo-colonial relationship. And then in 1959, there was the Cuban Revolution. The Cuban Revolution sought to make Cuba independent, and that frustrated the United States for the last 67 years.
After the invasion of the Bay of Pigs and the missile crisis in 1962, President Kennedy imposed an embargo on Cuba, which lasted until 2015 under President Obama. Donald Trump reversed much of the Obama openings as he took office and sent Cuba into a deeper crisis after restricting oil shipments from its main supplier, Venezuela. He later eased the de facto blockade by allowing a Russian tanker to deliver a shipment of crude oil to Cuba. But the fuel shortage, combined with the Cuban government's mismanagement of energy infrastructure, has led to several nationwide blackouts in recent weeks.
The U.S. sanctions have made life truly miserable for ordinary people. It would seem that the goal of the United States is to force Cuban people to overthrow their own country. But poor people don't overthrow a country. What is more likely is that there would be 1 million Cuban migrants trying to come to the United States, which the Trump administration certainly doesn't want. And if that begins to happen, I think at that point, President Trump will wake up and recognize that he has to come to some deal.
US and Cuban officials have met for talks, but few details have emerged, and the differences between the two sides' positions remain stark. While some US officials have said that Washington's goal was regime change, they may have other reasons for targeting Cuba.
Cuba has several things it could offer the United States that Trump would want. First, he's talked about tourism. There are hotels, golf courses that would be ripe for investment. But beyond tourism, Cuba has some strategic minerals that the United States might want. It has cobalt, it has nickel, it also has oil. It's not clear what actually President Trump wants. So we're not going to invade Cuba. Cuba still has a large military. Certainly we're not going to invade in the middle of a war with Iran. So the end game for the United States taking over Cuba seems more bravado than it is actually policy.
Whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it.
The scenario of the president stepping down is not unlikely. It could be done in a way that maintains Cuban dignity. I think it's very important for the United States to treat Cuba not as a supplicant, but with respect if we want to have a peaceful outcome to this